Tinojung Shichang, Deputy Commissioner Dimapur, respected Advocate Rinda Gogor, Advocate Supreme Court, respected esteemed guests, respected dignitaries from line departments, respected office bearer, respected members from Dimapur Municipal Council and East Dimapur Town, representative from NGOs under Dimapur District, respected GP Association, GP Sudar, representative from women tribe units, student bodies, civil societies, and respected representative and leaders from Tribal Council, Samaj, Union, my dear participants, media teams, and my dear students. First, I would like to give thanks to Almighty God for this wonderful day and for the opportunity to gather here. On behalf of the organizing team, I would like to welcome all the participants, stakeholders to this important gathering on International Day for the Elimination of Violence against Women and launching of the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence that starts from today, 25th November 2025, and will end on Human Rights Day on 10 December 2025, under the theme Unite to End Digital Violence Against All Women and Girls. Now I want to give a gist of the program. The event is organized by Nagaland State Commission for Women in collaboration with District Administration Dimapur and District Hub for Empowerment of Women, Mission Shakti Dimapur. Date 25th, 2025, timing 11 a.m. Venue, Town Hall Dimapur. Chairperson, myself, Ms. Lanusangla Jamir, District Mission Coordinator, District Hub for Empowerment of Women. Invocation by Srimati Ikali Wokhami. Inaugural address by Ms. W. Nimyak Konyak, Chairperson, Nagaland State Commission for Women. Short speech and launching of the Unite campaign by Dr. Tinojung Shichang, NCS, Dimapur, Deputy Commissioner Dimapur. Theme addressed by Advocate Rinda Gogor, Advocate Supreme Court. Concluding remark by Nagaland State Commission for Women. I wish you an insightful and productive event, and I encourage active participation from everyone as we work towards a future free from violence.
Respected today's chair, Ms. Lanusangla Jamir, District Mission Coordinator, District Hub for Empowerment of Women, Dr. Dino Chongsi Chang, NCS Deputy Commissioner Dimapur, most respected Advocate Rinda Grover, Supreme Court, my two respected members, Mrs. Sakokla and Mrs. Akre, the members from Child Rights Commission, Mrs. Aying, my legal consultant, Abila Samtam, the representatives from Naga Council, Naga Women Hoho, the Dimapur Municipal Councillors, all the representatives from different tribal bodies, both women and men, headed by presidents and the team, the representatives from DALSA, Dimapur Legal Service Authority, GPs, faculties and teachers of different schools and colleges, the representatives from Angawadis, and also the most respected students from nursing schools, from Dimapur District Hospital, the invitees, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. First of all, I want to give a warm greetings from Nagaland State Commission for Women. And at the outset, I want to thank our Almighty God for bringing us all together in this very manner to the launching program of International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women and the Girl. Achi yede ke manchun ahigina ase sob mixer ase yede maiki ekla nohoy mota ekla nohoy maiki bi ase mota bi ase ede aro bishi importantly the students khan bi ase bishi bushi bai ase. And what is this gender based violence? Achi laga mahala program 16 days of activism against gender-based violence kia say do moi background alok didibo. The 16 days of activism against gender-based violence is an annual international civil society-led campaign. It commences on 25th of November, that is today, the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women, and it ends on 10th December. That falls on Human Rights Day, highlighting the violence against women, which is the most pervasive breach of human rights worldwide. The campaign, it was launched by the activities at the inaugural Women's Global Leadership Institute in 1991 and has since mobilized individuals and organizations, including the United Nations and partners worldwide, to advocate for the prevention and eliminations of violence against women and girls. And in support of the civil society initiative under the leadership of the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres, the United Nations Secretary General Unite by 2030 to End Violence Against Women initiatives calls for global action to increase awareness, galvanize advocacy efforts, and share knowledge and innovations to end violence against women and girls once and for all. And it was launched in 2008. Unite is a multi-year advocacy effort which aimed at preventing and eliminating violence against women and girls around the world. Unite calls on governments, developments, civil societies, women's rights organizations, young people, young minds, the private and the government sector, the media, and the entire system to collaborate in addressing violence against women and the girls. And the United Nations has supported the campaign through the Unite to End Violence Against Women initiative since 2008, using the color orange as a symbol of a future free from violence. Each year, the campaign focuses on a specific theme, and this year's theme for the 16 Days of Activism 2025, which we are launching today, is Unite to End Digital Violence Against All Women and Girls. This global campaign, running from November 25 to December 10, focuses on combating online harassment and other forms of violence that occur in digital spaces and in digital forms. Violence against women and girls affects 1 in 3 women, and it is a global human rights emergency that must stop. As the world marks the 30th anniversary of the Beijing Declarations and Platform for Action, one of the most progressive international agreements on women's rights to date, the United Nations Secretary General Unite 2025 campaign focuses on one of the fastest growing forms of abuse, that is digital violence against women and the girls. And this year's campaign reminds that digital safety is central to gender equality. Online and digital space should empower women and girls, yet every day, for millions of women and girls, the digital world has become a minefield of harassment, abuse, and control over women and the girl. And I also want to give little brief on what is this digital abuse. Digital tools are increasingly being used to stalk, harass, and abuse women and the young girls, which includes image-based abuse, non-consensual sharing of intimate pictures, images, often called as revenge porn or leaked nudes, and cyberbullying, trolling, and online threats, online harassment, and online sexual harassment. And most importantly, these days we have these AI-generated deepfakes, such as sexually explicit image, deepfake pornography, and digitally manipulated images, videos or audio are being circulated, hate speech and disinformation on social platforms, social media platforms, etc. These acts don't just happen online, but they often lead to offline violence in real life, such as coercion, physical abuse, and even femicide, killing of women and the young girls. The harm can be long-lasting and affect survivors over a prolonged period of time. In today's time, this digital violence targets women and young girls more than men across all walks of life. The impact is even worse for women facing intersecting forms of discrimination, including races, disability, gender identity, or sexual orientation. This year team, Unite to End Digital Violence Against Women and Girls, focuses on combating online harassment and other forms of violence that occurs in digital space. And the campaign is part of the broader Unite to End Violence Against Women campaign and calls for all the stakeholders of the states, individuals to take action. The 16 days of campaign is focused today to draw attention to the escalating problem of digital violence against women and girls, which includes online harassment, cyberstalking, and image-based sexual abuse. And this campaign aims to mobilize, support the violence through a multi-stakeholder approach. Let's all come together to prevent and violence against women and girls, which highlights the tackling violences in everyone's business. The key advocacy and activities of today's program and the 16 days campaign. For that, I, on behalf of Nagaland State Commission and the collaborating agency District Administration of Dimapur, District Hub for Empowerment of Women, would like to request that throughout the 16 days period from 25th November to 10th December, would like to encourage all our Unite partners today who are here in this hall today, to the government, civil societies, the private sectors, whoever present here today, to come together, to stand together, and to raise the voice and to participate in local activities, in advocating the survivors and educating others about the importance of ending violence against women and girls. And speak out. Most importantly, I want to urge and I want to request all of us that we have to speak out, we have to voice out, to challenge harmful norms and support our survivors, our friends, our sisters, our brothers in our community. And all of us, let's engage ourselves to participate in campaigns and initiatives that push for stronger laws, better enforcement, and more resources to end violence against women and girls. With this, cybercrime pachagi hoi no sob ke hoi cybercrime laga victim no hobo karne mahan sob itu do achi ba shuru kina 25th November do every year itu do program the internationally globally to elimination of gender based violence against women laga tina se December 10 tak achi yede ke manjun ahigina se itu mahan yad rakhibo pahari jaigina nahaigina thaka manhan gibi itu 16 days machore mahan do how to eliminate, how to raise our voice, how to stay strong. Itu do mahan pahari jaigina itu bi mahala sati hange gor manuhan ge itu bi chanai dibide gunabe koi dia se. And in subsequently additionally aji itu program bishige will be followed by a poster campaign which will be pasted on the back of the auto rickshaw here in Dimapur town, which will be launched by our Deputy Commissioner and the Women Commission later on. Pahadi ja demde amnihan auto ge itu poster to dikhile do najana manon thakibo amnihan buhala auto ge thagile do itu do gender based 16 days activism la naam de page pura yete ki helpful number han digina ase helpline number han digina ase that if you face cyber violence cyber crime de mahan victim hole itu number ke call kurbi de guna digena ase. Not only that, aji amni halo the program de leaflet khan brochure khan digena ase. Itu Nagaland State Commission for Women mahan ra itu mahala tools khani kits khani itu July. Amni khan ke aji mahan ba ide cyber crime ekla na ko ase holibi alak violence khan maiki opor de chukri bachan opor de thakile tate thaka number khan ke amni khan call kurina help to seek group parbo de gina itu bi koi di ase. Lastly but not the least, my slogan ekta yad rakhibane moi koi dibo. The slogan for 16 days of activism is no excuse for online abuse. To man excuse de dibo online the cybercrime la victim no hobo kani man sob ida hushia bana thakibo de guna idu koi di ase. Thank you, God bless us all.
Respected chairperson of this program, International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women and launching of the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, Ms. Lanusangla Jamir, District Mission Coordinator, District Hub of Empowerment of Women, Dimapur, Ms. Srimati Ikali Ukami, Ms. W. Ninge Konyak, Chairperson, Nagaland State Commission for Women and her team, most respected Advocate Brenda Grover, Advocate Supreme Court, heads of the departments present here, presidents and the members of various civil societies of Dimapur, led by Naga Council Dimapur, Dimapur Naga Student Union, Dimapur Women Ho, and also from all the tribal leaders, distinguished guests, students, and my friends from the media. Good morning to you all once again. And also I'd like to first of all thank the Nagaland State Women Commission of Women for organizing this kind of programs in Dimapur district. We all know Dimapur, I always call Dimapur is a mini Nagaland, where every tribes from different districts live in harmony. So I think if those who are present here today, if we understand the main objective of this program, definitely it will spread to other districts also and will be able to achieve the goals. It is an honor and privilege to stand before you on this important occasion, the International Day for Elimination of Violence Against Women, which is observed every year on 25th November. Today is not just a date of the calendar, it is a reminder of global crisis, a call to concise and a commitment to action. Violence against women is not only a violation of human rights, but also a deep wound in the soul of a society. It happens in home, workplaces, in public spaces, and increasingly these days online. For many women, the fear of violence shapes their daily choices, from where they work, to how they dress, to what they say. This reality should disturb us because every woman deserves to live with dignity, freedom, and respect. Today we remember the countless women who have suffered in silence, those who are survivors, and those who tragically lost their lives. We honor their courage and we acknowledge that breaking the silence is the first step towards changes. This year, as we enter 2025, let us look at the world with renewed determinations. Laws have improved, awareness has grown, and many communities are standing up, but the work is far from over. Statistics continue to show that 1 in 3 women worldwide experiences physical or sexual violence in her lifetime. Behind every number is a mother, a sister, a daughter, a friend, someone with a dream, hope, and a right to safety. Anti-violence against women is not the responsibilities of women alone. It is everyone's responsibilities. Men, women, youth, institutions, governments, and communities. We must all together bring a change to these harmful attitudes. Challenge discriminations and create awareness to understand that strength lies in respect, not dominations. Let us pledge today to create safe home, safe workplace, and a safe public space. Let us encourage survivors to speak up, and let us build a system that listens to them, protect them, and also support them. When a survivor gathers the courage to speak, the least we can do is believe her and stand beside her. Education has a powerful role. Awareness camping, counseling, community dialogues, and school programs can reshape the mindset of generations. Empowerment has an even stronger role when women are educated, economically independent, and confident. They have the strength to walk away from abuses and build a life of dignity. On this International Day, I urge every one of us present here today to take action in our own capacity. Report violence when you see it. Support a survivor. Speak against harmful behaviors. Teach respect. Promote equality. Small actions, when multiplied across a community, become powerful movement. Before I conclude, let me remind all of us that a society can only progress when its women are safe, valued, and empowered. Violence against women is not a women issue alone. It is a human issue, a moral issue, and a societal issue. And together we have this power to win it. Let us stand united, raise our voices, and commit to build a future where every woman lives free from fear and full of hope. Thank you, and may we all strive to be a part of this solution. Thank you once again. Program for the next 16 days. We are very fortunate to have the President of Dimapur District Auto Drivers Union. Thank you, Tito, for making it convenient to attend, though you have told me you have more other urgent engagement. But we hope that with this awareness campaign vested in outdoors, everyone will come to know and will have a great impact on our society.
Dimapur, and will be blessed for every of our Naga community, as well as will be safe for our sister, brother, and may this posture reach every corner of the Dimapur, and so that our children, our daughter, our family will be safe. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. And first of all, thank you very much for this opportunity to be part of this very important initiative and program today here in Dimapur. And my kind thanks to the chairperson of the Nagaland State Women's Commission, as well as a privilege to hear the Deputy Commissioner launch this program. And much of what you have heard just now, I will actually be detailing some of it. Both from the invocation onwards, we have heard about why this issue is of concern, what is the significance, and why all of us have gathered here today. So I will take forward some of the thoughts that have already been expressed from the invocation onwards, in the inaugural address by the Chairperson, Nagaland State Women's Commission, as well as by the Deputy Commissioner. I'm particularly happy to see that there are a lot of young people, young girls, and I do hope that there is a time in our country when we don't have to have the 16 days of activism. Instead, it would be 16 days of celebration, where we have a society which you young people will change. And it's really all of us who make up this society. It's not somebody coming from the outside and causing these problems. So it is us, and therefore we are part of the change as much as we are part of the problem. So I'm a lawyer, as was said earlier, so in my talk I will try and deal a little bit. I'm not going to make it an extremely legalese, but I will try and talk a little bit about some of the... This has been said now already by the two dignitaries who have addressed you. This is a global problem. But it's also a problem that pervades not just in Dimapur but across the country. And this is what we need to change. We need to eliminate this through reminding us in these 16 days as to where the problem lies. When you look at this map, it is unfortunate. This is the grading we have here. This is the worst, red. We are in orange. We need to change that color. We need to change that color through our behavior, our conduct, our actions, and go up so that we are in parity with countries that are more progressive. Because this indicator, the real indicator, this is my personal view, the real indicator of a developed country, a country that has progressed, is not the GDP. GDP is figures, data. What is your caste? You are an equal, and you live a life in which we enjoy the freedoms that we have in the Indian Constitution. And that is what we are all trying to reach. I will just very briefly, before I go on further, Chairperson, is English fine, or do I need to mix a little bit of Hindi? A little bit. आप लोगों को याद होगा कि 2012 दिसंबर में there was a terrible gang rape in Delhi. आप लोगों को याद है? ऐसा कुछ हुआ था दिल्ली में? Come on, I'm used to be a responsive audience. So there was a lot of learning as a society we did from that, right? It was not just about getting angry and punishing some men who did get the punishment. It was about what did we learn as a society, और हमने क्या बदला, अपनी सोच में क्या बदला, अपने अंदर क्या बदला. At that time, the government had set up what is called the Justice Verma Committee. Why am I pointing your attention to this? We have spoken about violence against women since morning. There was a sentence that the Deputy Commissioner said to us. He spoke about inequality. ये violence कहाँ से आता है? Violence is almost always inflicted by the powerful on a person or a creature, including animals, or someone who has less power than the person inflicting the violence. So the root of violence is not that there is a man with a bad temper, there is a husband who gets angry. That is what you see, वो दिखता है, वो उसका end result होता है. The root lies in, I'm not going to be reading these things out because that would make it terribly long. This is the root cause of violence, inequality and discrimination. हमको जड़ से क्या निकालना है अपने बीच में से, समाज में से? इनइक्वालिटी और डिस्क्रिमिनेशन. वो निकलेगा तो वायलेंस अपने आप कम होता जाएगा. तो जो फोकस है वो दोनों तरफ साइमल्टेनियसली रहना पड़ेगा इन ऑल प्रोग्राम्स, पॉलिसीज, इनिशिएटिव्स, एक्शंस दैट वी अंडरटेक. So this again is talking about similar, what are the links between social injustice and gender injustice. What is of course important, and I think we need to remember how the chairperson expressed that to us, that gender injustice crosses all barriers of class, caste, ethnicity, religion, and is unfortunately pervasive in society. It doesn't matter where आप कौन से परिवार से, कौन से समुदाय से हो. After the 2012 Nirbhaya gang rape, the law was changed. There were many amendments made to the law. Today I'm only going to talk to you, and I'm only referring here in this slide to those aspects of the law where you can already see the beginning of tracing digital gender-based violence. The law talked about sexual harassment. The law talked about voyeurism, trafficking and stalking. All these have a digital component. ये इंटरनेट पे भी हो सकता है. Physical presence इसमें से किसी भी की ज़रूरत नहीं है. This crime can be perpetrated both on the internet as well as in person, and we see the early beginnings of recognition of this in the 2013 amendment that were brought about after this. What do we have today? Now what is, at one level we are all, as a society we have gained so much from the advancement of science and technology. We all have mobile phones, we are connected to people far away, we can on the internet know what is happening on any part of the planet, and therefore our access to information, our access to new discoveries, to new ideas, to what is happening in any other country or what is happening in Delhi. As a lawyer I can tell you, yesterday I was able to attend, I had a matter in the Uttarakhand High Court also. Now I was in Kohima yesterday. I joined online and I attended a matter in Uttarakhand High Court. This is what technology and use of technology by courts in particular has today enabled. आप कहीं पर भी हैं, पर आप कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं, आप अपना काम कर सकते हैं, आप सुन सकते हैं, समझ सकते हैं. ये आविष्कार जो साइंस का है, विज्ञान का है, ये बहुत बड़ी बात है. But if we don't change as a society, then everything has a double edge. और वही टेक्नोलॉजी वायलेंस का भी एक जरिया बन जाता है. Growing up in Delhi, I know it's always been a thing that don't go out at night. I have a young daughter, so one is always concerned, are you stepping out late, etc., etc. How has that violence, as was said by the chairperson, how has that violence now migrated to the cyberspace? And the cyberspace, instead of being a place which we value as something that through technology and science we now are able to access, the same inequality and violence, and in fact greater, because technology is different. Technology enables speed, it enables amplification, and आप कहीं पर भी बैठ के किसी को परेशान कर सकते हैं. I can be sitting in a remote village. If I have good internet, I can actually cyberbully, harass somebody sitting anywhere else. In fact, when you are walking on the street or you are in a public transport or in a workplace, there has to be a physical proximity to be able to harass somebody, to be able to harass a woman. But internet enables you to do that from anywhere. So it comes with its set of dangers and concerns. And that is what is called technology facilitated violence against women and girls. This is the definition that the United Nations has given, and it says technology can aggravate, वो उसको बढ़ा सकता है, भेज सकता है, digital tools से और उससे. When we talk about violence against women, sexual violence against women, even sexual harassment or any other form, we must remember something that was again said by the earlier dignitaries. One, it is not only that woman who is going to suffer, it's a public health issue. And we as a society are losing out. And that is how the Deputy Chairperson concluded his remarks. As a society, we will be less productive. As a society, we will be less homogeneous, less united, and less positive and future-looking if women are going to be trapped in this form of violence. Globally, the prevalence of violence and information and communication technology ranges from 16 to 58%. 73% of women journalists experience online violence in the course of work. Most girls report that their first experience of social media harassment happens as young as 14 to 16 years of age. They are minors when this kind of online harassment begins. Misinformation and defamation are the most prevalent. सबसे ज़्यादा क्या है? आप लिख दीजिए किसी young अपने आपके साथ पढ़ रही student, आपकी college में पढ़ रही, या आपकी colleague, या कोई young woman who's stepping into the political field. I believe now there are many women in the Nagaland district bodies who have contested and won elections. These are women coming into the public sphere, into the political sphere. उनके बारे में, उनकी personal life के बारे में कुछ लिख देना, उनको बदनाम करना, defame करना. Those are all tools that internet and digital tools can. You will not only hear it in the gossip circle in Dimapur, I will be able to read it sitting in Delhi. That is the danger of this kind of digital violence. Globally, 300 million children are affected by sexual exploitation and abuse. This is the National Crime Record Bureau's graph. You can see how cyber stalking, bullying, cyber blackmail, pornography. Look at that green bar and see how it is shooting up. And that is why this particular theme becomes so important for us to focus on. Similarly, the NCRB data, unfortunately, the graph continues to rise. Some of this was mentioned by the chairperson when she spoke. These are all the main forms of technology-facilitated gender-based violence. I will speak about some of them because I think NCII, the non-consensual image, intimate image transmission, ये बहुत भयंकर problem बन चुका है. At least I have had to deal with many such cases, and I'm sure the young people here know what I'm talking about. Deepfake. Technology, we cannot keep pace with what technology. Technology will outpace law any day. आज AI आप मेरी शक्ल यहाँ पर जो मैं बोल रही हूँ, they can actually reproduce me and put anything else in my voice, saying all manner of completely horrible things. And that can go on the internet, and I can't do very much about that, is what I will think, but we can, and the law is there, and that's what I'm going to tell you about. So we do have today technology which can, in the wrong hands, do certain things. And this is what mock photos, cyber harassment, online grooming. Minor children, not just girls, minor children are particularly at risk, and therefore in those spaces it becomes even more important. Zoom bombing. I've been in webinars where you're talking about something and suddenly there'll be Zoom bombing and some nude pictures somebody will be throwing in just to disrupt and not allow women to have a conversation on whatever issue we are discussing. Trolling, doxing, we'll come to all of this. Now, this is a new report that has come out in collaboration with a London-based NGO and an India-based NGO. And it says, in 2015 or earlier years, we were seeing a lot more harassing phone calls and SMS and WhatsApp. WhatsApp messages and things like that. I think it has evolved now. One of the most common violations people call about is impersonation combined with morphing of images and intimate image sharing. It's not even about their own image anymore, it's about morphed images. So this is the growing danger that we are dealing with in our country. I am not going to play this video. I don't see the link also for some reason. But this is the growing online misogyny. इसका क्या मतलब है कि जो discrimination होता है जिंदगी में, जब आप मीटिंग में हो, काम पे हो, कहीं पर फैमिली में हो, वही आज इंटरनेट पे मिल रहा है. तो जो बेसिक इक्वालिटी एंड नॉन डिस्क्रिमिनेशन का है, वो समाज में जब तक नहीं बदलेगा, टेक्नोलॉजी विल कीप ऑन पिकिंग दिस अप. I'm not going to play this because we are short of time, but the PPT is with the Nagaland State Women's Commission and they can. The other huge problem worldwide, including in India, is pornography. Earlier, in the 70s, if you wanted to see porn films, you need to have some secret device, some secret room to go and quietly sit. Now we have a phone. Everything is there, everything. There are linkages between, and what is banned, prohibited under Indian law is totally child pornography. It is not only बच्चों का sexual exploitation होता है उसको बनाने में, और फिर अगर यहाँ तक है, and this everybody needs to know, there was a judgment of the Supreme Court earlier this year. One old man, on his computer, they found a porn clip, child pornography clip. That old man was in his 70s. He said, मैंने तो ये खोला भी नहीं है, and digitally you can make out, has somebody pressed the link, क्या उसने देखा है? नहीं, उसने नहीं देखा था. पर कोर्ट ने कहा, अगर आपके डिवाइस के ऊपर चाइल्ड पोर्नोग्राफी का मटीरियल भी होगा, तो अंडर पॉक्सो, द प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ चिल्ड्रन फ्रॉम सेक्सुअल ऑफेंसेस एक्ट, दैट इज एन ऑफेंस. किसी के भी पास चाइल्ड पोर्नोग्राफी मिलना, एंड इट्स नॉट जस्ट मेन, पॉक्सो इज अ जेंडर न्यूट्रल लॉ, सो बोथ मेन एंड वुमेन, किसी के भी पास चाइल्ड पोर्नोग्राफी का मटीरियल मिलना is a crime in India. Pornography is, as an industry, is a multi-billion-dollar industry and something that we have to be extremely concerned about, and its links are increasingly being made with violence both against children as well as sexual violence against women. As I said, this is a report of the UN Secretary General chairperson referred to him in 2024, where he has said technology has amplified violence against women and girls as it operates on a heightened scale, speed, ease of communication and anonymity. इस anonymity पे हम बात करेंगे कि कोई भी भेज देता है, अपनी शक्ल बदल लेते हैं, कुछ और फोटो लगा देते हैं, तो कैसे पकड़ेंगे? What are the main mapping of laws that we have in India? We have for children, the Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act. We have the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace, Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal 2013. We have the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, which, as I said, from sexual harassment to gang rape, the entire spectrum of sexual offences is there. And you have the Information Technology Act. The Information Technology Act today works in conjunction. ये जो laws है, ये offense बनाते हैं, और Information Technology Act उसको digital space में regulate कैसे करना है, उसको पूरा detail करता है. मैं आपको एक दो छोटे-छोटे cases दिखाना चाहती हूँ. ये in fact ये एक real case है जो मैंने किया था. कोविड के टाइम में ये एक यंग लड़की क्लास 11-12 में पढ़ रही है, और इसके स्कूल के बॉय जो उसकी क्लास में है, उसने कहा प्लीज़ मेरे को अपना नंबर शेयर कर लो, हम फ्रेंड्स हैं. उसने नंबर शेयर किया, और उसने वो नंबर फिर और कई लड़कों के साथ शेयर किया, और इसको फिर फ़ोन्स आने लग गई अलग अलग जगह से, और इसको कि हमारे से फ्रेंडशिप करो, हमारा सो एंड सो ने आपका नंबर दिया है. And she started getting many calls from many boys and men. And then they befriended her. Then they told her, okay, now let's exchange photographs. She first refused. Now we have to remember, we are talking of very young girls. We are talking of girls who are 16, 17. It's an age when everybody is exploring life. Being attraction between young people is normal, and there is nothing wrong in that. And friendship between young people is a positive thing. We are not trying to create a conservative society. पर धीरे धीरे करके इन्होंने उसके साथ बातें करके, मैसेजेस एक्सचेंज करके उससे फोटोज निकाली, और फिर उसको कहा कि अगर अब तुम हमारी बात नहीं मानोगे तो हम तुम्हारी फोटोज को इंटरनेट पे पब्लिक कर देंगे, और हम इसको डीप फेक में डाल सकते हैं. Now what happens in deep fake is the technology allows you to completely keep the face but totally change what that photo is about. And that is the danger of digital violence. They all kept on pursuing her, threatening her, and she was very confused, and she shared some pictures. उसके बाद उसको और भी बड़े गैंग के पास वो पिक्चर्स पहुंच गई, और उन्होंने उसको कहा कि अब हमको मालूम है where you live, we have seen you walking your dog, we are going to now come to your house unless you share intimate pictures of your body. At one point she got so nervous and panicky, and they said अगर ये दे दोगे then we will not trouble you, and she gave them. It's only when things got so bad that she broke down and told her parents that this is what has happened over the last 4 months. And then the parents went to the police, etc. और उसका पूरा केस चला, जिसमें पता चला कि एक बहुत बड़ा गैंग ऑपरेट कर रहा था, जिसमें से अलग-अलग people were from different places in society, and some of them were grown-up men who were using these pictures, selling them for porn and earning money. Now when she was scared, एक तो उसने अपने पेरेंट्स को बहुत लेट बताया because उसको डर लग रहा था, which is also we understand that. But they were very clever. They kept telling her, delete all messages and photos that you have exchanged with us. So she would keep deleting them from her phone. ये केस के लिए क्या एविडेंस है? इसका मेन एविडेंस क्या होता है डिजिटल क्राइम का? messages, photos, call log. They would call her to certain chat rooms on Zoom, on Google. There are chat rooms everywhere. जहाँ पर वो अपना नाम नहीं डालते थे, वो कोई और फेक नेम से आते थे और इसके साथ चैट करते थे. And the chat was all sex calls, sex chat. All that is evidence. Why do you need to remember this? Because deleting all that is deleting evidence. She had been asked by them to delete it, so in panic she had deleted, because that time you are confused, you are alone, you don't know who to trust, what to do. And she was a minor girl. ये भी घबराहट थी that have I myself, have I encouraged this behavior? That confusion is normal. Please remember, any child, any girl under 18 years is not part of any crime. Your brain has not yet developed, your mind has not evolved enough to decide right or wrong. So don't blame yourself. इसने भी सब कुछ डिलीट किया, वो गूगल चैट से डिलीट हो गया, चैट रूम्स की टेक्स्ट चाहिए थे हमें. But today technology also is able to recover that. जब उसका फोन भेजा गया फोरेंसिक लेबोरेटरी में, अगर आप बोलेंगे रिकवर डिलीटेड चैट्स, तो वो रिकवर कर सकते हैं. We recovered the deleted messages exchanged over WhatsApp through the forensic science laboratory. The Google chats we needed, उन्होंने अपनी हर नाम जो था वो फॉल्स बताया था, किसी का भी रियल आइडेंटिटी नहीं बताई थी जो आदमी आ रहे थे उसमें. एक ने कहा मैं सीबीआई का ऑफिसर हूँ, कोई कह रहा है मैं बहुत, this is the way you intimidate somebody by saying I'm a man in high position, and the poor girl is not sure what to do now. We asked the police concerned, the cyber police, to write to Google. Google is not based in India, we know that, but Google is an intermediary. उनको intermediaries कहते हैं Information Technology Act में. हमने Google को चिट्ठी लिखी, पुलिस ने लिखी कि हमको इस चैट का, इस डेट का मटीरियल चाहिए. Google ने निकाल कर भेजा. So while it looks that we don't know who they are, what they are, we can't do anything, it's very interesting. Digital footprints work both ways. Digital footprints can lead you to the accused also. And I think वो हमको जानना बहुत ज़रूरी है, because unfortunately, and this is no offense to anybody, very often police will tell you, मैडम अब क्या कर सकते हैं, आपने तो सब डिलीट कर दिया, अब कहाँ से ढूंढेंगे उसको, पता नहीं कहाँ बैठा हुआ होगा. I have been to police stations where this has been said to my clients. Digital footprint sometimes is easier to catch the person because there is an IP address, because you can track mobile numbers. They are easier to trace than catching somebody where you find a body lying on the road, and if there is no CCTV and no witness, how will you know who has done it? So it's important for the investigating authorities also to get equally well trained as to how to do it. Another case I want to refer to is what happened in Delhi, जो काफी elite public schools थे. इस केस का नाम boys locker room पड़ गया था. उनके बीच में the boys. Now this is the other thing that we need to work, and we need to work as mothers, sisters, aunts, teachers. What we see as the way boys grow up and the way girls grow up in our society, उसको बदलना होगा. As I said, being attracted at a young age to another person, wanting to explore sexuality, there is no harm, provided it is not done before 18, and secondly not done without consent. Amongst boys, as we all do know, the conversation at a young age is about sex, but unfortunately it is about viewing अपने आपके साथ पढ़ रही क्लासमेट, आपके साथ काम कर रही या की बॉडी के बारे में हम अजीब तरीके से बात करते हैं. ये बॉयज लॉकर रूम, which was a group of boys studying in some of the best public schools in Delhi, there was a conversation happening about girls they knew, girls जो उनकी friends हैं. और इस private conversation में one of them shared nude images of his girlfriend with all the other people on that group, and it got leaked out, and then the police got involved, and it led to a police action. Then the parents got involved, etc., etc. At the heart of it is the need कि स्कूल में, कॉलेज में, घर में इन चीज़ों के बारे में बात करके सही और गलत, क्या क्राइम है क्या नहीं है, because you don't, it's not productive for a society to catch 17 and 16-year-old boys and say put them away. That's not the point. That's not how violence against women will end. The third thing I want to refer to very quickly is we deal with domestic violence cases. We say, okay, go to the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act, एक protection officer है, वो complaint लेगा, magistrate पे जाओ, police पे जाओ. Recently in a case, what did we see? There was a dispute between the husband and wife. It led to some physical violence, lot of mental violence. उन दोनों के बीच में वो अलग-अलग हो गए. Husband ने wife को online डिजिटल स्पेस में हरास करना, उसके वीडियोस पॉर्न साइट्स पे पोस्ट करना, इस तरह से उसने करना शुरू कर दिया. तो जो डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस का हमारा अंडरस्टैंडिंग था कि लॉज को कैसे डील करेगा, द हस्बैंड डिसाइडेड ही इज नाउ गोइंग टू पनिश हिज वाइफ बाय क्रिएटिंग डीप फेक पॉर्न वीडियोज अबाउट हर, एंड उससे ऑब्वियसली वो परेशान थी, घबरा जाएगी, मेंटेनेंस नहीं मांगेगी, डिवोर्स नहीं मांगेगी, एलिमनी नहीं मांगेगी. So we are today seeing that digital violence can have ramifications in all aspects of violence. We will have disagreement in our society. We may not agree with what she writes. What is the form of disagreement with a journalist? That's our society, which can have different views. What will we allow as acceptable? कि हमको लगता है जो हमको नहीं पसंद, उसके साथ आप कुछ भी कर सकते हैं, हम लोग बुरा नहीं मानेंगे. I don't know if some of you have heard of this case. This was one of the first cases that came to light. Rana Ayub's was the first, because I remember I went with her to the police station, and at that time the police also didn't know about cyber law. Because the person in the cyber cell, that time we didn't have, now we have separate cyber police stations everywhere in the country. उस समय सिर्फ एक साइबर सेल होता था रेगुलर पुलिस स्टेशन में. मुझे आज भी याद है जब मैं पहली बार राना के साथ पुलिस स्टेशन गई, तो मुझे बार बार पुलिसमैन ने एक क्वेश्चन पूछा, which today when we think back it sounds so silly. He said, how will we decide the jurisdiction? She is a resident of Bombay. She has come to Delhi. She has opened her phone and seen these deep fake videos all over Facebook. That time there was no Twitter. How will we decide the jurisdiction? Because jurisdiction traditionally criminal law में हर थाना एक area से connected होता है. Cyber का क्या area है? So he said, मैं क्यों यहाँ पर लूँ आपका complaint? ये बॉम्बे में रहती है. मैंने कहा मगर हमने तो देखा यहाँ पे. He said, अब हम क्या कर सकते हैं? So everybody was very puzzled. But now we have moved a long way from there, and we also know that law allows for sexual offences a 0 FIR, and then वो पुलिस का responsibility है to transfer it to the concerned police station. Just before Eid in 2020, all over Twitter, that morning it was put up, Sulli Deal, there is a platform for apps called GitHub. उसके ऊपर बहुत सारे मुस्लिम women, उनका ट्विटर हैंडल का नेम एंड फोटोग्राफ डालकर लगाया हुआ था कि this is Sulli Deal, you can put your auction for them and you will get this woman. All of them were Muslim women. बहुत ज़्यादा उनमें से यंग women थी और वो ट्विटर पर अपनी बात रखती थी. जब women समाज में अपनी बात रखेंगी, जो उनका ट्रेडिशनल रोल है उसकी बाउंड्री को क्रॉस करके कुछ बोलेंगी, कुछ करेंगी, तो एक बैकलैश आता है, हमारे ही बीच में से आता है. और आज वो साइबर स्पेस में आता है, वो डिजिटल फॉर्म ले चुका है. As I said, we live in a democracy. We may disagree with each other's political views. I may vote for one party, you may vote for another party. That is the whole point of voting. Otherwise, why bother? But that does not mean that you can sexually and socially target women. What was the point of doing this Sulli Deal? Because I dealt with many of the young women, and in fact this case went right up to the United Nations. The Special Rapporteur on Violence Against Women brought this case up in her report. Many of those young women were actually on Twitter. They were all adults. पर उनके पेरेंट्स को नहीं मालूम था कि वो यूनिवर्सिटी पॉलिटिक्स में है, वो अपनी बात रख रही हैं, वो डिसएग्री कर रही हैं, वो डिबेट कर रही हैं, वो आर्ग्यू कर रही हैं on Twitter. And when this incident happened, some of those young women, who I think are very bright, they said to me, "Ma'am, if my father gets to know, he'll be very worried, and I may have to leave Twitter forever." And it did happen with some of them. So इसके पीछे जो purpose होता है वो to silence women. The same thing used to be done and is still being done by sending threats to women. वही काम आज डिजिटल में है. उसी की तरह in 2022, these were two things that targeted particularly Muslim women, and these are all cases I've done with, so I'm bringing them before you. 1st January 2022, New Year's. Imagine waking up. Okay, how many of you are on Twitter? Put up your hand. It's all right to be on Twitter, it's not a crime. I'm on Twitter. We don't have to be scared of being on Twitter. It's a source of information. Most of the government functionaries are on Twitter. Imagine you wake up on New Year's morning, 1st January 2022. And what is Twitter full of? Your Twitter handle, your photograph has been put on a platform and said, you can buy her as a bully buy. Bully buy means it's a pejorative term. It's like an abuse. Ki somebody can be bought off as a maid. Again, 100 Muslim women, most of whom were journalists, were targeted. So this is what we are seeing happening. Is tarah ka ek intimidation. These are just examples. It can happen with other women also. I'm only taking this as an example. In both the cases, we filed police complaints. In the bully buy deal, they caught these people. Just look at the names and the ages of these boys and men. Vishal Kumar Jha, 21 years, doing engineering. Shweta Singh, woman, 18 years. Neeraj Bishnoi, 20 years. Mayank Rawat, 20 years. And the oldest is this Mr. Thakur from Madhya Pradesh, 26 years. वो उनमें से किसी भी Muslim woman journalist, social commentator, one of them actually is a very famous writer. She left Twitter after that. She's a friend of mine. She has written about 15 books. She's a regular author. These people don't know those women. But the digital space allows this kind of hate crime to take place. And you target women knowing कि women के साथ social, sexual, defamation के consequences अलग होते हैं. हमारे समाज में जब एक औरत के साथ ऐसा होता है, उसको वहाँ से छिप के भागना पड़ता है. अगर आप बोलोगे किसी आदमी के बारे में, तो he will not run away. He'll say, see, I'm such a macho man. I'm so good. None of them knew those women. This is how hate and violence is now spreading in our society. So this is what I was just referring to. Now coming to something that was referred again by the chairperson. What is non-consensual intimate imagery? Any image which has full or partial nudity, sexual act, conduct taken without your consent and disseminated, published or shared over internet is an offense. ये एक crime है. अगर आपके साथ होता है तो आप इसको रिपोर्ट कीजिए. घर में बैठ के रोना नहीं है अकेले में कि मम्मी भी डांटेंगी, पापा भी डांटेंगे, टीचर भी डांटेगी. वो तो डांटेंगे, कोई बात नहीं, वो तो बहुत बातों पे डांटेंगे. टेस्ट में अच्छा नहीं करोगे तो भी डांटेंगे, कोई बात नहीं. This is a crime. You have to report it, and there are multiple ways. I think today you've also been told of a helpline number that has just been published here. Non-consensual intimate image today in India is amongst the highest cyber crime the police is running into. And therefore, there are multiple pathways to the law and to reporting. It's not one. Please see the 4 options I have given you. You don't have to go to the police station. मुझे समझ में आता है कि थाने में जाने से सब घबराते हैं, औरतें खासकर घबराती हैं और डरती हैं, वो ठीक है, समझ में आता है. But you have a one-stop center. You have an intermediary you can complain to. Intermediaries are Google, Twitter, all of them. You can do online reporting. You don't have to go anywhere. Online reporting is today a legal, valid way of reporting a sexual offense in India. You can go to the National Crime Reporting Portal, or you can go to the police. You have all these options available. The law today says, अभी मद्रास हाई कोर्ट ने एक जजमेंट पास किया जहां उन्होंने कहा 48 hours के अंदर all the NCII pertaining to a particular woman, she went first to the police station. The police said, we don't know what to do, go away. Unfortunately, that is the experience of women with the police. She went to the High Court. High Court passed an order saying within 48 hours, all NCII, non-consensual intimate images, to be removed. And this applies to everybody, Facebook or Meta, which owns Instagram and Facebook, because most young people are now on Instagram. I'm told by my daughter, aunties like me are on Facebook, young people are on Instagram. All right, I'm on both. So, all the intermediaries have to comply with these orders, whether it is Google, whether it is Twitter, whether it is Facebook, whether it is Instagram. So use the law. Don't be afraid about these things. And if the law people who are in charge are not cooperating or listening to you, go to the Nagaland State Women's Commission. They are a dynamic team. They know how to get work done. Here, within 24 hours, if that content is flagged, it has to be removed. That's the law of this country. Now, this is Just information which I'm sure you have, but because I was going to make the presentation here, I thought I'll just put down. If some of it is inaccurate, please correct it. This was made by us in Delhi from what was available on the internet. These are all your one-stop centers. I did see the one-stop center in Kohima because I walked past it and I took a picture. So we have to make these work. These are in every district of Nagaland. How do you file a complaint? As I said, आपको थाने जाने का ज़रूरत नहीं है. You don't have to go to the police station. You can file a complaint online with the National Cybercrime Reporting Portal. I will just show you a few slides that it is not that difficult. You have a National Cybercrime Reporting Portal. In there you will see women, children related crime and other cyber crime. There's also all that financial fraud, digital arrest, but we're not doing that today. Then you go to, filing a complaint on National Cybercrime Reporting Portal. It says here, there is a log button here which says file a complaint. You go next, you put your complaint in, and then you say, I accept. Just like you will make a booking for a movie, a travel booking. It's been simplified and enabled so that sitting in a safe space of your home, you can file these complaints. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to worry, how will I file this? A checklist is given. What information you must put in your complaint so that the different agencies can act on it. And here you have to do a login. This again is your National Cybercrime Reporting Portal where you put your information. And this is the category of complaint, etc. Is there all the questions are asked. It makes it very easy for a user, so that you don't have to think, I don't know how to write a complaint, I've never written a complaint, I've not studied law. You don't have to worry about all that. Now this is what I was referring to. Very often I get young women and other women and mothers and fathers who come to me with cyber crimes, and they all say we have no evidence. They start the story from that. It's like when POSH came, sexual harassment law came, women would always come and say, ma'am, I have no evidence. क्या होता है evidence ऐसे crime का? आप उसका evidence हो. Your statement is the evidence. So you need to show as evidence your digital device. Do not delete that information. Don't throw away your phone, please. That phone is a landmine of information. डर के मारे किसको मैं फेंक दूंगी तो ये प्रॉब्लम चली जाएगी, ऐसा नहीं होता है. आप वो फोन फेंक दोगे फिर भी कोई आपके पीछे तंग करने के लिए पड़ सकता है. Don't transfer the evidence to another device. Electronic evidence is very sensitive. It has to be retained in that device. The police or any investigating agency will need आपका phone, आपका computer, उसमें से ही निकलेगा material. When we talk on the phone, at least for 48 hours, there's a call log that remains, right? जिसमें आता है आपने किससे आज बात की. उसका स्क्रीनशॉट लेके रखिए, because call log permanent नहीं होता है. Every 24 hours, depending on how many people you're talking to, the call log disappears. Take a screenshot of it. Videos, photographs exchanged, keep them. Voice notes, keep them. Do not delete. All this is evidence. This is the gamut of evidence on the basis of which the police or any other cyber authority can trace who is behind this. You need not know that person's name. As I showed you earlier, वो सुल्ली बुल्ली में किसी को नहीं पता था कौन है, और ये 5 लोग इंडिया के अलग अलग स्टेट्स में बैठे हुए हैं. कोई इनको जानता नहीं है, पर पुलिस ने उनको ढूंढा और वो मिल गए। This, I'm sorry to have to refer to this. All of you know Professor Rosemary. She's a friend of mine. I've known her forever. Recently, I learned that she was given a death threat. Why? Because Professor Rosemary speaks out on issues of gender discrimination, things that she thinks will improve Naga society. You may agree or disagree with her, I don't know. I'm not from here. Although I do agree that women should get representation in district bodies, and so does the Supreme Court, and that has now become the law. So when women will speak out on issues, this is how a death threat was issued to her. She didn't know who had done it. Because there is no name, when it comes over the internet, you can have a fake identity. पर क्योंकि उन्होंने बहुत उसको pursue किया, वो केस का बहुत सब जगह, मुझे भी दिल्ली में बैठे बैठे पता चल गया कि ऐसा इंसिडेंट हुआ है. So you can also use social media to your advantage. You can also say कि ये हो रहा है. I think there was an intervention also by the commission, the Nagaland State Women's Commission, that such people who are offenders of this kind should be arrested and brought to law. And they were. So we have today a situation where women are not going to play the traditional role. That time is over. अगर किसी को अभी भी लग रहा है कि हाँ कि जो औरतें हैं वो लड़कियां हैं वो घर में बैठेंगी, मुंह बंद रखेंगी, अपना दिमाग नहीं इस्तेमाल करेंगी, तो वो ऐसा नहीं होगा अब इस देश में. हम सबके पास दिमाग है, अच्छा दिमाग है, हम भी उसका इस्तेमाल करेंगे. हमको पूरा पता है कि हम इस देश के इक्वल सिटीजन्स हैं, और हम इस देश में जब काम करते हैं तो हम कंट्रीब्यूट करते हैं देश को आगे बढ़ाने में. Women will speak. I say many things that people don't like. They write nasty things about me on Twitter. It's all right. You disagree with me, you can say things. You don't have to abuse me. But using a societal sexual aspect to frighten and intimidate women from participation in public life is not a crime against that individual young woman, girl, older woman. It is a crime against our country, because you are stopping somebody from contributing to the country and to our society. So I don't see these as individual crimes at all. And the person who's doing it is actually harming all women and all society. Today we have a gamut of laws, जो मैंने आपको दिखाया. उसमें I can leave an entire list with the commission because it's a very long list. I only want to mention the laws, and I'm going to finish in 2 minutes, of the IT Act, because usually भारतीय न्याय संहिता के laws, which was earlier IPC, sexual harassment laws, इसकी बहुत बातचीत होती है, लोगों को पता है. Information Technology Act is critical for cybercrime. Section 66 capital E of the Information Technology Act, punishment for violation of privacy. Intentionally or knowingly capture, publish or transmit the image of the private area of any person without his or her consent. Imprisonment up to 3 years, fine up to 2 lakhs. These are serious crimes. Punishment for publishing or transmitting obscene material in electronic form. Section 67 IT Act. Again, first conviction 3 years, second conviction up to 5 years. Section 67A IT Act. Publish or transmit material containing sexually explicit act in any electronic form. Section 67B, punishment for publishing or transmitting of materials depicting children in sexually explicit form. Very often nowadays, young people, because we are in the age of technology, exchange when they are in a relationship. जब आपका boyfriend girlfriend relationship चल रहा होता है, तो intimate image दे दो, फोटो दे दो, आपको भी लगता है भाई वो तो मेरा boyfriend है, उसको दे देते हैं. बहुत common है. It's so common in this generation. आपने दे दिया. वो बॉयफ्रेंड हमेशा के लिए, लाइफ के लिए तो बॉयफ्रेंड बना नहीं है. एक दिन वो रिलेशनशिप खत्म हो जाता है, मगर वो फोटोज उसके पास रह जाती हैं. He may or may not misuse those photos. Now you are thinking, but I gave it voluntarily. He asked for it and I gave it. So he didn't get it without my consent. What is the law? The law says, even if I gave to my boyfriend when I'm in a relationship, a video, a photo, anything with my consent, it cannot be disseminated against my consent. He cannot share it with his boys, his classmates, other boys, other men to show, see, my girlfriend is giving me this. Ye sab ho raha hai, I know. I'm a lawyer. All this comes to my table every day. He cannot share your photographs, your videos, any image without your consent. You have a right to take them back and get it deleted. So please don't live under this that now that I have given it, I am doomed forever and he will exploit me, he will blackmail me. The amount of cyber blackmail that is happening over images in this country is very frightening. My advice, of course, to young people, but when have young people ever taken advice from older people? No generation does, so why will you? Please do not give images, nude images. Please do not give intimate images. अगर वो आपका बॉयफ्रेंड बिना आपकी न्यूड इमेज के नहीं बनना चाहता, उस बॉयफ्रेंड को उसी वक्त छोड़ दीजिए. He is not worth being your boyfriend. So these are some things, as you use technology, you have to be smart about them. There's no running away from that. We will have to learn to be smart and we will have to learn to protect ourselves. And secondly, and this is the long-term change that I hope by the time you grow up and become my age, we are not having to mark this week, these 16 days and this day. If somebody has disseminated intimate images, nude photographs, deep fake porn videos, and AI is galloping ahead, हम उसको नहीं रोक सकते. The shame is not on that woman. The shame is not on that girl. Unless as a society we shift the shame. The shame is on that boy, the shame is on that man. This is a consensus we have to take. Law will support us. Law will walk with us. Law will punish. But law does not change society. We change society. And we as a society have to think, what has she done wrong? Why am I thinking that that she is a bad person? Let us change that conversation. And AI is going to create far more menace. We will take the good, but there will be a menace. And to counter that menace, we will change the conversation in our midst, starting from our home, our brothers, our fathers, our uncles, to the workplace, and stand in solidarity, men and women. This was said by both the dignitaries. This is not a women's problem, it's a social problem. Men and women have to partner each other. Only then this will change. And once again, thank you so much for this opportunity.
Before I jumped on to the concluding remarks, I would just like to give an overview of the
celebrated resume that our Madam holds. When you Google Madam Vrinda Grover in the internet, you will find a long list of a celebrated journey of being a legal eagle. So I will just tell you a little brief on why she matters to us and why she matters to all the women in India and beyond. Amigan, olop agede itu introduction to Tiger ne olop koi dile bhal thakise. Tine hole do abunian sobe aji kon laga kotha hunia ase. Itu I think it would have been more impactful. But anyway, nevertheless, I would just like to mention a few of her celebrated journey as a legal advocate and a celebrated lawyer at that. Madam Vrinda Grover is known for championing the rights of marginalized, vulnerable and victimized individuals and communities. So some of the core focus area that she deals with are representing women and children survivors of domestic and sexual violence, taking up cases of communal violence, mass atrocities, extrajudicial killings, custodial torture, mob lynching, fake encounters, and state violence, advocating for sexual minorities, trade unions, political activists, human rights defenders, journalists, and other vulnerable groups. Major causes and legal contributions over the decades. She has argued many remarkable cases and made substantial contributions to law and policy. She has represented victims in high-profile cases like the 1984 anti-Sikh riots, the 1987 Hashimpura massacre, the 2004 Israt Jahan case, that is a fake encounter, anti-Christian riots in Kandhamal in 2008, and the 2004 President Soni Sori rape torture case, among others. She was among the lawyers representing the 6 gang rape survivors from communal violence in Muzaffarnagar. She has successfully argued in the recent case of Bilkis Banu case in the Supreme Court, which reinstated prison sentences for 11 convicts, a major decision delivering justice to a communal violence survivor. Contributions beyond courtrooms, law reforms, policy, and global rules. Vrinda Grover has contributed significantly to drafting the legislation, for example, the amendment to anti-rape laws via the Criminal Laws Amendment Act 2013, the Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act 2012, and the proposed Prevention of Torture Bill 2010. She remained active in public interest advocacy, human rights research and writing, critiquing discriminatory laws, state impunity, and structural injustices. In recognition of her long-standing commitment, she was conferred an honorary doctorate of laws by SOAS, University of London, in 2018. She was also listed by Time magazine among the 100 most influential people in the world in 2013. Shall we all give her a big round of applause for her presence here today? Yes. Thank you so much. The gift is impromptu, so you have to know that whatever vote of thanks I give today is straight from our hearts. Thank you all so much for your presence here. Whatever we have learned today, we have come to know that unless there is collective efforts, unless there is community mobilization in fighting digital crimes or any forms of violence upon women and the girl child, it is very, very important. And we have to know the immense power that lies in community efforts. So thank you all so much for your presence here. Together, let us transform today's message into action. Together, let us unite to end digital violence so every woman and girl can thrive both online and offline. And it is our rights that, like the physical world, we also need safe space, digital safe space for dignity and a respectable environment for every woman and the girl. Awunian aji sok aha karne bishi balas bishi khushi payase. We really want to thank you for your presence. You have contributed immensely by your physical presence itself. This is a reflection of your sincerity in bringing about a solution so that we have a safer environment for the women and the girl. Over the years, the Nagaland State Women Commissions, we have been working very diligently to see to it that our women are safeguarded, their rights are protected, and they are empowered legally so that they know how to navigate their way effectively to seek for justice. And that is why we have made it a point to invite all stakeholders, whoever are here today, you are very important stakeholders to us. And if you are willing to partner with us, to converge with us, to collaborate with us, it will prove very pivotal in our role as contributors in bringing a safer world for women and the girl, and especially in our Naga society. When I talk about the Naga society, we all know we have been controlled by certain customary laws and practices where we are supposed to see to it that certain decorums and norms are expected before we speak out. But it is about time that we also need the cooperations of our men to be behind us, to lead us, to guide us, to protect us, and to give us a voice so that our voice are heard and we are equal partners in whatever we do. Unless the man supports us, we cannot do all this alone. When we are fighting an issue like women's and the girls' issue, it is everybody's responsibility. Let this issue not be confined to the actions of women's, or let this not be a women's voice alone. We seek your help, your guidance, your cooperations, and your support. And most of all, we want you to hold hand with us as we walk towards a journey where every woman's lives, every girl's lives are counted and are safe. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our chair of the day, Mrs. Lanu Sangla Jamier, for so graciously curating the whole program from the beginning till the end. I would also like to thank Srimati Ikali Watami for blessing this occasion, that everything was so smooth sailing from the beginning till the end. I would also like to thank our chairperson, Ms. Yingye Konyang, for creating this platform and for agreeing to take this state level function away from the capital today and to bring it down here to Dimapur. I would also like to thank Mr. Tito, the president of Dadu, for partnering with us this time in the poster campaign. So thank you so much. Your partnership matters a lot to us. We want to create visibility. Every citizen should know that we have to unite to fight this digital violence. So thank you so much. I hope you will do justice to the responsibility that has been given to you today. I also like to thank, as always, our advocate, Madam Vrinda Grover, for being here. Your presence matters a lot to me, and I want everyone to know here in this hall and beyond that they are celebrated legal lawyers with a very high-profile resume. In order to get them here to Dimapur is a matter of great pride and honor. Their fees, you cannot imagine. But as far as she is concerned, she has been giving us even free legal help till today, and we are so very thankful. Without her, whatever cases that we are taking up today will not be a success. So thank you so much, Madam, for this resounding success, for the works of that you are working for the Commission. And we are looking forward to working with you again. There's so many still more cases to take over, so we still look forward to your cooperation and your support. And lastly but not the least, I would like to thank the media fraternity. Without you, our story can never be heard. It is only you who will amplify our voice. So we want your cooperation still. Whatever you have done to us so far has been remarkable, and it has impacted us, even our people, immensely. And we still seek for your continued support and your cooperation in amplifying our voice. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank my staffs, our staff, the NCW staff. We are a very committed few, but even the very few committed people we have been taking their services greatly. They have been helping us in every way possible, even taking the extra mile to skip their sleeps and their food, to see to that every program that we have is a success. And the final person who matters a lot in today's program is our DC, Dr. Tino Jongshi. Thank you so much, sir. From the moment he entered the hall, I was telling him, sir, now I'm getting to know the power and authority of your position here in Dimapur. Unless he gave the directions of this program, I don't think we will be having this much turnout today. So thank you so much, sir, for always giving us your support and for always holding our hand in all the activities that we have come to request you for your participation. So thank you so much, sir. We wish to have more collaborations with you even in the future as we take towards the women's cause. So thank you all so much for this wonderful time. And once again, I wish to call upon the women civil society organizations who are here today. As and when you need us, our door is always open. The red carpet is always rolled for you to come to us, to approach us for any help. We have a free legal cell. We have a legal consultant. For any legal help, you can always reach out to us. And we are always there 24/7, waiting for you to come and seek our assistance. Thank you so much. And we hope to see you again in the near future on similar platforms.